Excuse me. Good morning, guys. So, I want to share today from the book of Mark. I want to read from chapter 15, verses 42 through 47. And now, when the even was come, because it was the preparation, that is, the day before the Sabbath, Joseph of Arimathea, an honorable counselor, which also waited for the kingdom of God, came and went on in boldly unto Pilate and craved the body of Jesus. And Pilate marveled if he were already dead. And calling unto him the centurion, he asked him whether he had been any while dead. And when he knew it of the centurion, he gave the body to Joseph. And he bought fine linen and took him down and wrapped him in the linen and laid him in a sepulchre which was hewn out of a rock, and rolled a stone unto the door of the sepulchre. And Mary Magdalene and Mary the mother of Joses beheld where he was laid. So this is one account of the burial of Jesus Christ that we find in Mark. All the Gospels have them. But this is the only one that actually shows us the actual transaction that happens between Joseph of Arimathea and Pilate. Because the Roman crucifixion was meant to last a long time. We're talking 2 or 3 days. It was a very slow and agonizing death. And Jesus died in less than 24 hours. And come to find out, he died naturally, whereas the two that were on the left and right of him, because of a storm that was starting to rage, which started actually at the point that Jesus Christ gave up his spirit and died. Because of that severe storm that brewed up the moment that Jesus died, the centurion was ordered to break the legs of the other two men who are hanging side by side with Jesus to effectively kill them quickly, because the storm was that severe. And also, don't forget, there was an earthquake too at the moment that Christ died as well. So it was just chaos and pandemonium. And I believe the centurions were panicking and wanted to have all 3 of these men dead and done with, so they wouldn't have to stay out in this very violent weather with this very violent movement of the earth. So that was why Pilate marveled. He wondered if Christ could really be dead, because from the numerous of crucifixions that he probably, made judgment on, not one of those people died this quickly. I'm guessing in his experience. So he actually asked the centurion, and now whether this is the centurion that actually stabbed Christ with the spear in his side, it doesn't really say. It just says the centurion. But I would think that maybe it was, or it definitely was a centurion that was there witnessing the events as they unfolded. Because one, the centurion did relay to Pilate, yes, he did die. Then Pilate relinquished the body to Joseph of Arimathea, who is believed to have been a disciple that was secretly following Christ, just like Nicodemus was. And even if he wasn't, he was definitely a member of the society that had high status within the Jewish community. He was rich. He had just had this sepulcher hewn out of stone for him and his family. But he loved Christ so much, he gave his tomb to lay Christ down in it. Jesus was the first one to have laid dead in that tomb. Of course, he rose again and walked out of the tomb. But that just shows how much that Joseph loved Arimathea, or Joseph of Arimathea loved Christ. Sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied. And I would imagine he probably knew Mary pretty well too. So, but it was just a real interesting picture that caught my eye of the what's the word I'm looking for? The intimate conversation that went on between Joseph and Pilate concerning Christ's body. Pilate wanted to make sure that Christ was dead before he was willing to give Christ's body over to Joseph. Basically, is what it boiled down to. So, but it kind of makes you wonder, would we have that much love for somebody that we would be willing to, give that somebody something as personal and we'll just say it as expensive, because having that tomb carved out of that stone probably cost quite a bit of money to have that done. But Joseph didn't think twice about it. It was like he needed Jesus' body. He had to have it because he had to bury it in a tomb that he had actually made for himself, but he wanted to give it to Jesus to rest in peace in. But of course, Jesus only used it for 3 days. And he was out. So, but yeah, just felt the need to share that story. Don't really know how to tie it into our lives today, other than that some things may happen faster than we expect them to, or than what they normally should to, because just maybe Christ or maybe God has intervened in that process to speed it up. I don't know. Anyways, just wanted to share that today. So I love you guys. Have a blessed day, and we'll see you tomorrow.